I've actually prayed away the desire to be an artist. I'm not even
Please
kidding.
Stop me, no more.
I swear.
Release me.
I prayed to be released. I actually remember praying after some other actor disappointment. This is when I was in my 20s. And the answer was no.
Yes.
You love performing. Every time I get on stage, I love it. Every time I get on stage,
Divine intervention, take over me, speak through this vessel.
Like I'm so available for it.
Right?
And so I think when I prayed that, God was like, well, I'm not going to take that away from you, that joy, just because it's hard.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to have to do it. And so as I got older and I would do interviews less sophisticated than this one, not with this leveled up setup.
Excuse me. Sophistication.
But I've been interviewed before, and so like my answer to like why or how I've stuck with it, I'm like, well, because this is my path. Like it's hard and it's been challenging, and I'm like it's what I'm supposed to be doing because I've already asked God to take it away and He didn't.
Yes.
so then I've decided that I'm like, well, then it has to work. It has to work. It has to work. It has to work. And then on the practical side, then you got old enough where I'm like, I have no other discernible skills.
Where am I supposed to go from here?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Amanda Cordner. Amanda. 5 and 6, Toronto local. Welcome to another episode of All Roads Lead to Magic City. We're here with our guest, Lisa Michelle Cornelius.
Hey.
Lisa Michelle Cornelius is a multifaceted performing artist, producer, and founder of Sunday Baby Films, Inc., a Toronto-based production company with international features and a documentary short in the works. Her acting credits include Chucky, Murdoch Mysteries, Star Trek, Short Treks, A Sisterly Christmas, and Hudson and Rex. Most recently, she performed the recurring role of Tressie in Director X's Robin Hood on Global TV. Damn, girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Empress. And I heard that you recently booked...
I booked a role in Lion King, The Lion King.
Disney's
The Lion King.
Yo!
Which will begin November at Mervish.
Mm-hmm. You're a Mervish gal.
I'm a Mervish gal.
Oh my, you're going to be gracing that stage all over the place. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You heard it here first on All Roads Lead to Magic City. Okay, so I noticed that you didn't put actor in your bio. Is that on purpose?
Did I not put actor in my bio?
Well, you say multifaceted performing artist, producer.
Oh, okay. I use performing artist because I act and sing.
Yes.
And because that bio can be multi-purpose, sometimes people want to know, depending on what it's for, like that I'm an actor, and some people want to know that I'm a singer.
Yes.
And sometimes I don't want to have to, outside of an interview, I don't want to have to explain all the things. I feel like I've been doing so many things for so long that it's hard to narrow down into a bio. And then I found multifaceted performing artist. I'm like, that kind of encompasses all the things that
Brilliant.
I do. Yeah.
You will not be boxed in.
I will not be boxed in.
But you are a working actor.
Yes.
An auditioning actor.
Yes.
Film and TV. Mm-hmm. And I just want to map this out to show people how many hours of unpaid work an actor must do weekly before you actually get compensation for it.
Oh.
And the fact that you have become a multifaceted artist, do you think that's in response to?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Tell me. Tell me.
As much as like I'm getting into my producer groove now, like I do enjoy being in control of what I make.
Yes.
And making things that I care about with people I care about. I 100% enjoy that. I know for a fact that had I been booking consistent acting work, I probably would have never produced anything because I would have been, we'll call it possibly complacent.
Yes.
And or happy.
Yes.
Making tons of money doing the thing that I thought I always wanted to do with my life full time is acting.
Yeah.
But as any actor could tell you, I think from A-list to Z-list, you can't just act. You can't just act. You cannot just act.
I don't think anymore. There are people who just act.
Well, I think maybe just acted. But I
Acted.
think even if you look at the A-listers, they all have production companies. Every last one of them. And it might be less out of necessity and more out of their creative endeavors. But
Yeah. Or launching wine and vodka lines.
Yes.
No shade, no shade, no shade.
No shade, but like you just for many reasons. So I think I have to have other things for the practical reason of I need to make money.
Yeah.
And we need to live, and so I couldn't see myself at a certain point. I couldn't see myself only acting and not pursuing other interests. But then even outside of the logical and practical aspects, creatively, spiritually, soulfully, I couldn't just act. Because with acting, even if you are super successful, working back to back to back to back, if you're only acting, you're only putting yourself in other people's stories all the time, all the time, all the time.
Interpreting other people's stories.
Which is fun and it's a blast, and I really, really enjoy doing it, obviously.
Yes.
There comes a time, or there may come a time, it happened for me, where you're like, I have more to give. I have more to give. I have more talents. I have more to say. There's things I want to share. And so you have to put other things into practice. And for me, that was producing.
That's so beautiful. And yeah, for your own creative fulfillment, you needed to take these other paths.
Yeah, just for like life purpose kind of.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, my life purpose can't just be walking through other people's stories. That can't be it.
Do you remember a moment? Do you remember the moment that you decided this can't be it?
The moment I decided was less of that spiritual talk and more like, can I swear on this podcast?
Yes. You can swear on this fucking podcast.
You're not getting all my fucking eggs into one fucking basket. That's really was the catalyst for me, was that like a really bad audition experience where like they just took me for a ride for months, a million callbacks, and just a really disrespectful casting process, I felt like. And then I didn't get it. And then that was the moment for me where I was like, and I had produced a little bit before, just a little bit, but that was a moment for me where I was just like, okay,
oh my God,
there's no way I'm putting my entire heart, soul, talents, and efforts, because on top of just the time and effort, I killed those auditions. I know that I did. Yeah. And so it really showed me that like, it doesn't matter actually how good you are. Only one person can get the role. That's
exactly.
Full stop. And I've learned that more and more as I started producing things, that you might see a ton of fantastic people. Only one person can get the role. So you're about to disappoint a lot of really great people. And sometimes as an actor, you're that person who gets disappointed.
For sure.
So then after that singular experience, I was just like, wow, I really gave my everything to that, and it manifested in nothing.
Wow.
So, and then I started to think, if I were doing my own projects, whether it's small, whether it's large, there's no way I could have put that much effort, time, and emotion and culminated nothing. There's no way. I might produce things that don't make it anywhere, might not get me to a red carpet, might not make me $1 million, but it would never equal nothing.
Exactly. That's such a good point.
You know what I mean? It will never equal nothing, where I felt like that experience and they got months of my time and my study and it culminated in nothing. And I'm like, there's got to be a better use of my time, talents, energy, soul. And so that for me was the moment where I'm like, I have to produce. And then very shortly after that bad audition experience, I booked something. Sorry. It's okay. I booked something that did work out really well, and it was a really great role, but I still had the bittersweet taste, I'll say, because it really pivoted me for the better. But I still had the bittersweet taste of that previous negative experience on my palate. So even when I got that good job and it was a great role, I was still like, thank you for this, God, but I'm still going to be producing when this wraps, because you're not gonna catch me. You're not gonna catch me with this sweet tasting gig, because I know it's gonna be over and I'm gonna be auditioning for things again. Once again. So I'm like, you're not gonna get me this time. And so said, so done. I did that production, and then we wrapped. And then I continued working with great people, which I am still now, working on things of my own. Even as I book fancy other things, I'm still doing my own thing. So, because no one can take that away. It can move slowly, it can move fast, it can be hard, it can be easy, but they're mine.
Amazing.
With other people's, but they're mine, and I don't have to wait on somebody to call me for that.
Exactly. That is so beautiful. And what we're exploring here too is that taking action, building your empire for yourself, building something that is yours.
That's
like you said, that no one could take away from you.
When I run across a disappointment or a challenge in my own projects, I always learn from it. Yeah. Like the very first thing I produced with a bunch of wonderful people, Monica, yourself, Kate Fenton, I'm forgetting people, Joanna Swan, etc. That was extraordinarily hard. It was the first thing I ever produced, just a short film. And even though after that experience, I thought, oh my God, producing is so hard. I'm never going to do it again.
Wow.
When I finally came around and decided, okay, I'm clearly doing this again, I realized what I needed to do differently to make it less painful the next time. Okay,
Yes.
I need a bigger budget when I'm working on something so that all the work doesn't fall on me. How do I make bigger budgets?
Yes.
How do I find the money? And then connecting with other filmmakers and things about how they raise money and like just knowing what I'm going to need to make the situation better. But it wasn't a disappointment that like broke my heart, because it wasn't a disappointment. It was just challenging, and I learned from it. Where I find that heartbreak comes a little easier when it's other people's things and you're out of control. You're you're not in the part of the creative team. You're just kind of a little bit of a pawn to move around.
And you need to make that, it sounds like you needed to make that mindset shift to get there.
I've been an artist for my entire adult life. I've been an artist for my entire adult life. And so many people are like, how did you stick with it?
Yes.
How did you, not leave? As I'm getting older, my friends who aren't artists are like building things, building lives with money.
Yeah, right.
And like, so, and then moving up in their career where like as an actress, there's not a hierarchy or a place to get promoted to kind of thing, right? You just are always doing the same thing. But God never took that desire away. He heard the prayer. He's like, "That's cute, but that's cute. You're going to be a performer in some, and not maybe that's not all I'm going to be, but that was clearly what I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing." Long story short,
we need to supplement our artistic career and lifestyle.
Yep.
And I know for sure I've had the same spirals when auditions don't work out. Same kind of negative narrative of like too fat, too black, too like boy looking, like should I grow out my hair? Should I like dress more feminine?
And you never know.
That, and you
could be inventing all all of that.
Exactly.
You could be inventing all of that. People might think
arbitrary.
She's amazing, but we're just going to go with just not a right fit.
Yeah.
But since they never tell us that, or rarely tell us that, then we're going to create those things in our head and still, yeah.
Wow.
Still.
How do you push through that?
I think I get past those thoughts because I know that that's not me. Like, I know that I live, let's say this is water. This is like the top line of the water. Sometimes I fall underneath and the water can be negative thoughts sometimes. Yes. But I know that I live up here.
Yes.
So I don't stay here long. I can actually, when I'm down there, I can feel myself down there.
Yes.
I can see it. I can see the negative words. I know they're not true. So then I just
don't want to drown in it.
Don't want to
drown.
Yeah. And I use that analogy a lot because that's what it feels like where I can see the top. And so I always just have to find my way back there. And I think that's what keeps me going, is that I can always see the top. Always, 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 always. And like that top for me is like, God didn't bring me here to drown. There's no way. There's no way. So I know when I am down there, I'm like, sometimes I don't know how to get up, but I'm like, I know I need to get up. I know I need to get up.
And you said you can see it.
And I can see it. I know that there's a way out. Yeah, I don't identify with it. I don't become the negative thoughts. I'm
exactly.
Like, I just need to get out. I just need to get out. So I think that's what keeps me going, is that like I can always see my way out.
Wow. I'm like seeing you differently too. Like I like hearing about the interworkings of your mind and mindset.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with God and spirit. I take very little credit for how I'm still doing this.
Yes. And in these like identity spaces that we hold, there is a lot of messaging out there and even imaging about our worthiness and our beauty and up against ideal beauty standards.
God,
and that's a whole other a whole other thing to contend with. Yet, like you said, you see the top.
Yep.
And you know that you have so much more to offer than what casting decides or other producers decide, networks, what have you.
Yep.
Do you have your pulse on the climate in Canadian film TV in terms of opportunity? Do you think there's a lot of opportunity here? Do you think being in Canada is if you want to be in this industry, do you think there's a ceiling?
Okay, this is the only place I've lived. So to be fair,
yes,
I have nothing else to compare it to. I've only worked as an actress in Toronto. That is fact.
Yes.
There is definitely a ceiling. For sure. 100%. And I'll never forget, it was at an industry award show and it was like a white woman, a Canadian actress who's an older woman. She was winning some award for one of her performances. Has been a Canadian actress for a long time.
Yes.
I don't even know how many IMDb credits. We're probably looking at 80 to 100. I don't know. Lots.
Yeah.
She's well known. And she accepted her award and she goes, I just want everybody to know that I still make scale.
Wow.
and what that means for people watching who don't know, it means she makes the bare
minimum.
Yeah.
The daily ACTRA rate.
The daily ACTRA rate, which is like the lowest you can legally pay a union performer in Canada. And
that's what she said at her acceptance speech?
She said she was gracious as well. She was thankful. She talked about other things or whatever, but she was just like, I just want to make a point here that I still make ACTRA scale. I loved her for it.
Yes.
In fact, I want to find this woman and like thank her for just the honesty because, and I hope, and the only thing is she was unfortunately speaking to the choir because it was an audience full of other Canadian actors. So we all know. I wish and hope that there were decision makers, funders, the people who control the money, producers, who were there hearing that and know how pathetic that is.
Yeah.
This woman has been acting for like 40 plus years. She's at the top of her game.
Yo.
She's clearly good at what she does because she's scooping up awards and you can't pay her past minimum.
And keeps getting hired too in Canada. Wow. Disrespect.
So I'm like, it's disrespectful, quite frankly. I think it's very disrespectful. And I'm glad she, shined a light on that because it was also a bittersweet moment. Because then I was thinking, wow, how can I negotiate above minimum?
Yeah.
As at the time, younger than her, anyways, younger Black female actress. And then when you book things, especially in the beginning, and maybe this is not for everybody, but you think that there's going to be some sort of momentum.
I definitely thought that.
Right? Especially when you book a good gig.
Yeah.
Like after I left the corporate world.
3 seasons of a major Canadian television show.
Right?
Award-winning internationally, and
Amanda,
I
you
haven't
are
worked
a
in a year.
star. That's impossible.
I haven't received income in 1 year.
That makes me actually angry.
Yeah.
Actually. For sure. Because I bet, and I'm in the industry, but I bet people who are not in the industry see you and think she's made it.
Making it.
She's got to live in a mansion. She probably lives on the bridle path, right next to Drake. All that stuff. But they have no idea. So I entered into that world where one of my first gigs was like this 5-month musical theater tour. You're making good money again, and you're just like bang bang traveling all over North America, super fun, blah 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 blah. And again, I did one other theater gig after that, and then it was just
you're auditioning while you're on contracts.
You're auditioning while you're on contracts away, and then it just kind of then you just go through this inexplicable silence of work. And I don't mean silence because you're still auditioning, but silence of bookings. Yes. And you're like, but I thought I was good. Those people hired me and paid me and I was doing cool. And then it just goes away and for no explanation, right? And then you book the next gig, but you're starting again
from ground zero.
You're starting again from ground zero. Yeah. It's like you're still actress scale. You're still making scale.
Yes.
And you're back to the beginning over and over. And the only reward I've gotten for my time that I put into this industry is wisdom. And it's been a really good way for me to, so much self-reflection as an actor. So much of what we do is emotional, but even outside of doing emotional work with a script.
Yes.
It's the outside of auditioning and things like that. You have to do so much emotional work as a human being. Can I keep doing this?
Correct.
Who am I?
What am I? Constantly. Who am I? Who am I? Constant.
Yes.
And I just want to bring this to, have you ever heard of Magic City? Have you heard of that place?
The strip club
in Atlanta. In Atlanta, Georgia.
I've never been, but I've listened to hip hop, so yes.
Yeah, so you know it. Exactly. Yes. So, you said that you have accumulated all this wisdom. And yes, knowledge is power, but it doesn't necessarily make money.
It doesn't translate to groceries.
Exactly. No. It doesn't make groceries.
It doesn't make groceries.
So let me drop some wisdom here. I went to Magic City in Atlanta, Georgia for the first time. Now, I've been to strip clubs before, and I have heard of Magic City in hip hop and rap songs too. But to experience it is a whole other thing. Planet. Okay? Lisa Michelle, I walked in there and I saw acrobatics. I saw elite performers. I saw women, black women, sexy, curvaceous women at the top of their performance game. Lisa Michelle, in a night, each of those dancers there make between $3,000 and $6,000 a night.
A night.
Cleared.
US.
USD. USD. Okay?
Oh, man.
So here I am, sitting here, jobless, showless. And I was there doing a panel for sort of, they paid for me to go there, but not paid to be there. No problem. They fed me. I'll work for food. But I sat there being like, what's this Canadian actor thing? What am I doing in Canada? Auditioning weekly for no money, And I was making all these connections. Yeah, they're dancing for men. I see, all these guys making it rain. I thought it was fake at first. Like I turned to one dancer and I was like, is that real money?
Real money.
Well, just the way they were making it rain,
like,
literally.
This can't be for real.
Well, I thought it was someone. I thought it was a plant. I thought the club planted this guy so as to inspire people to do that. But no. It was real. And she was like, girl, this is nothing. This is a slow night. Come back on a Monday when people are dumping garbage bags, duffel bags of cash. And so it just got me thinking, what if I came here? What if I became a Magic City dancer?
Oh my gosh.
Could I, and I just want to bring in too, I ended up talking to one of the dancers and she said that working there, she's able to supplement her 3 businesses. She's an entrepreneur. She's married, has a family, takes that family on vacation. She could work 1 month at Magic City and then not work again for 6 months.
Wow.
I want a piece of that. And I think I'm just so inspired. My mouth is watering at the opportunity. And one thing that hit me too was like, these women look like me. These bodies, these shapes are celebrated here.
Yes. Key. When you say these bodies are celebrated here, that is big.
Yeah.
That is big.
Big.
Because living where we live, where Black women are not the majority and our body types are not the desired outcome, we don't see it in leading roles and stuff like that. That's a huge factor in how I even operate in the business. Like, I sometimes get auditions for leading roles and things. Yeah. And I don't want to do it because I'm like, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah,
these
I feel
45-inch hips are not going to look it. They're not.
Totally.
They're not. So why am I going to spend the 3+ hours or 2 days or whatever time I have to do it? And like, I've had conversations with my agent about that. Like, I look to see who's producing, and I know whether or not, like, forget my talent, because not to say that people who get these roles aren't talented, but they're also skinny.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And so sometimes I'm like, I don't really want to spend the time into doing this. What only changed, and I'm bringing this back to your experience, what only thing that changed that is when the OWN network started shooting their MOWs, their movies of the week, here in Toronto, because they're looking for a majority Black cast. The only time that I've ever been cast as a lead in one of those kinds of movies. And also wasn't the only lead, like was cast as co-lead along with Deborah Joy Winans.
Amazing.
Fabulous, all-round talented human being, but also with a similar body type. I'm like, there's gonna be a movie of the week featuring 2 Black women who aren't super light, who have deep melanin, who have kinky hair, who I was wearing braids at the time, whose bodies are like thick.
Yes.
And you're gonna put us together?
Yes.
Not even just saying we're gonna choose one and then the other person definitely has to be light skinned and skinny. You're gonna put us both. Like, that to me was life-changing, a life-changing experience, not even just because it was a lead role and that's fun, but because I couldn't believe
that there was room for both.
There was room for both of us.
Yeah.
As leads. I was very shocked. And so all that to say is, again, depends on who's behind it and where you are. Like, that's an American network.
Yeah.
And so they have, in my purview, they have a different vision of what people in general look like.
Yes.
Specifically Black women, and what we can look like and what's attractive. Because like Deborah's character had a love interest. It was just like your regular movie of the week. It wasn't about us being Black, but it's just the fact that we look the way we look, and that was okay. We were still sexy. We still had fun. We still had regular lives. And so I love your revelation in Magic City about seeing and saying that those bodies are celebrated, because we don't get that a lot.
Celebrated. Money is tossed at it. These women are at the top of their game. People are seeking out these women for music videos. I mean, I hope there's some actors out there who maybe got their break on that stage too. I felt pretty conflicted there too, because as a Black woman, I know we are hypersexualized. In the media, and like it's an assumption that we're all like that or freaky or whatever. And so there was a moment where I passed judgment at the club of like, oh, is this all that they can offer? And like, is that it for us? Like, just to shake our fat asses and get money on it? But when I met that woman, that Black woman, who was like, nah, I have 3 businesses. I have a family. I have a wife. She showed you that
she has power, and she's in control here, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agency.
Yes. And money.
And money. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Would you take your top off for money?
At this point in my life, I was going to say probably not.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking, but if it was an acting role?
But what's the difference?
There's probably no difference. But it's funny that my first instinct was to be like, no, probably not. And then, but I'm like, well.
But if, Nudity Rider comes out, there's good compensation.
That's funny.
It's for art.
To be fair, I would still heavily contemplate it, but more so because of like body image issues, less morality issues. It would be more like, oh, I don't know if I want to have my top off, because are they gonna see all the little bits and bobs and all the curves in here? It would be more of that than it would be because I think it's immoral.
Yeah, I for sure have the conflicting views of morality around showing my vagina on stage. Like, breasts feel okay.
Did they get completely nude?
Honey, lips everywhere. Honey. Like, it's fresh. Flowers are out. Petals are flapping.
Okay, that would for me personally, that would be a no. That would be an absolute no. No.
Let's talk about it.
Oh my gosh. My whole instinctual reaction changed when you talked about having my vagina out. Like, topless feels like, I've been to a topless beach. It's not that big a deal. Boobs are everywhere. But I'm like, my vagina? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Would you do it on screen?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It lives forever.
$1 million.
No, still no. Absolutely. It lives forever. It lives forever. And
it doesn't live forever at the strip club, though.
It doesn't live forever at the strip club. Touche. But no, I don't think I would feel confident. I don't think I'd feel safe.
Oh, okay.
I also feel like there's certain things that are just for you, and they're sacred. But again, it's not that I'm saying this with like passing judgment on them. I'm just saying I would not.
Yeah.
I would not feel comfortable for a variety of reasons, I think.
Yeah.
Doing that. Topless, I would consider it. I could consider that for some reason.
Do you think it would ruin my acting career if I became a Magic City stripper?
I actually don't think so. Man, I don't think you'll take this the wrong way. You've reached the top of Canadian film and TV. There's nothing more that they can give you than what they've already given you. So what can you lose? You have nothing to lose.
Say that again.
I really think you are at the top of, because most of the actors that I know, the pinnacle is becoming a series regular.
Yeah.
Like that's the top, like
exactly.
Here, and you've done that.
I've done that.
So I don't think you have anything to lose, quite frankly. But and
nothing to lose.
That's what it feels like to me. I think as long as you can talk about it in a way where you're not embarrassed by it, that's what would kill you. If you are embarrassed about it and worried about people finding out about it, or insecure about it, then that would be what would kill you. I think
sure.
if you are like one of my favorites, Cardi B, who has
Icon.
no qualms from the very beginning
Our queen mother, Cardi.
like she had no qualms in the very beginning talking about that
She's
she was
a
a
freaky
stripper.
ass, nasty ass bitch. Her words.
Her words, right? And she so owned it that you can't, what's the saying? You can't embarrass somebody who's not embarrassed.
That's it.
So she was never embarrassed. So I think that's why she was able to be as successful as she is, kind of thing, because she was like, what are you going to say? You're going to call me a hoe? I've called myself a hoe. You're going to call me this? I've called myself that. So she was one step ahead of whatever any haters can have. And people still don't like her or what she stands for, whatever, but it hasn't stopped her. So I think if you had that vibe where you truly didn't care what other people thought, you could move ahead and do whatever you wanted. But if there was a part of you, and this would be me, and this is why I couldn't do it, there would be, for sure, I'd want to hide it. For sure, I'd want to hide it. For sure, I'd be, well, like, it pays a lot of money, but like, I don't really want that life to cross over into this life. And I have a daughter, and I don't want her to think that that's what you have to do. Like, there would be so much self-talk that, like, it wouldn't be for me.
And I do have that talk. And even starting this whole process was very difficult. And I was like crying to Monica. I was like, is this it? Is this all that I could do?
Have you ever thought about just acting in the States?
Everybody's doing that. Everybody goes to the States to get their break, work restaurants, and join.
Same hustle?
Well, same hustle. And there's more. There's way more people there. So my angle here, I'm taking the steps. I am on this journey right now, speaking to empire builders to get into that mindset, that elite performing mindset, entrepreneurial mindset. And, you know, you've given me a lot to think about. And I think, you're absolutely right. It will come down to me and how I see it and how I present myself. And I need to change that.
It kind of doesn't matter if you strip or not. Of course you could make it. It's really kind of up to you,
yes.
right? Like, I don't think it would affect your career unless it's affecting you and how you feel about yourself and how you want to present yourself.
Yes.
Then it's going to affect you. But again, that's all internal.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's, you hit the top here in Canada. You've gotten what everyone wants.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Get out.
Now get out. Now get out and shake that ass.
Your turn. Go shake that ass with some cash. That's what I'm trying to do, honey.
I'm not telling you should do it. I'm just saying if you do, you got to know that you can live with it. Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, either way, you're dancing for daddy, Lisa Michelle. I'm already shaking my ass for no money.
Yeah.
I'm already dancing for the daddies.
Oh my God. Yes.
My agents, no shade. who also, you know, who want to make money too.
Yeah, yeah.
So any final words or advice about mindset and building an empire?
Everything is like a big challenge, and I'm sure other careers have challenges, but we're talking about us. It's hard. And, but I'm just so steeped in like my purpose. Like, I know that this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to be an artist. I'm meant to create. I'm meant to build. I'm meant to be an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Like, I am not supposed to only take orders for the rest of my life. I know that.
Hey.
I know that for sure. So even when it gets hard, I can see the top. And I'm like, I hate breathing underwater. It's very suffocating.
But your vision is clear.
But my vision is clear. Like, I'm destined for greatness.
Hey, say it again.
I'm destined for greatness.
That's right.
100%. So yeah, I just keep going. And to be honest, the wisdom is helpful. So even though I said earlier, like, the only thing I've gained out of all this time in this industry is wisdom, that counts for something. Like, I have been on the path to do everything that I've wanted to do.
Yes.
Zero regrets. And I think that's
huge.
I think that is huge. I'm very proud of myself for that. That, like, no matter how hard things got or how slim my chances were at being this or that, like, I never stopped trying to do it.
And you've had an adventurous life.
Yeah.
Adventure in art.
Yep.
Which, you know, is thrilling to me and sounds like thrilling to you.
Yes.
Well, Empress Lisa Michelle, anything you want to plug here? Look out for?
Watch me as Sarabi in The Lion King.
Sarabi!
Sometimes those auditions work out, and That was in total my 10th audition for The Lion King.
Whoa.
Not for this one gig, but over the course of years that Lion King has come to Toronto. So 10th. And I still kept going. I don't know what was in me to keep auditioning, and I'm like, but I'm going to. And here we are. Dreams actually come true. This is a dream come true kind of gig. So please go watch.
Thank you so much, Lisa Michelle.
Thank you. Oh. Thank you, Manda.
All roads lead
to Magic City.
That's it. All Roads Lead to Magic City with Amanda Cordner is produced by Clark Park Films, Monica Ayamusalier, and Stephanie Cowan, and is sponsored by Little Havana Cafe. The show is executive produced by Amanda Cordner and directed by Monica Ayamusalier and lighting design by Stephen Elphick. Thank you so much for listening. Please join me next week for another episode of All Roads Lead to Magic City. Follow us on all the socials at All Roads Lead to Magic City.